Hey everyone, and welcome to a brand new video. It feels so good to be back after recovering from surgery, and don't worry, I plan on making up for the lack of videos over the last few weeks. However, to start things off right, there's actually a Digital Circus theory I have that, despite not being the first person to have this theory, I'm sure, I still thought it was worth sharing, and it could potentially determine the outcome of the entire series. But before anything, we are so close to reaching 10,000 subscribers, so if you enjoy all things glitch and indie animation, then be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on a future video. I have something big planned for 10K, so I hope you're all as excited as I am. Anyway, back to Digital Circus. With just the pilot alone, the show is already proving to be very theory-dense. There are already dozens of well-crafted theories, as well as some not-so-well-crafted ones. And despite the fact that, like I mentioned, I'm probably far from the first person to have this theory specifically, I still figured I'd give my 2 cents, and who knows, maybe you'll all agree with me on this one. Now, to really delve deep into this theory, we need to know a few things, like how many episodes will there be? Will there be more than one season? And how exactly will each episode be structured? Well, thanks to Gooseworx herself, we can actually start to put some of the pieces together. Let's begin with her appearance at GlitchX. She mentioned that each episode would focus on a different character, which is already a lot to unfold, but if you go to her Tumblr, you'll start uncovering a lot more. When asked who episode 2 will focus on, she said it's someone we haven't met yet. Now sure, there's always a chance of a new character showing up, but Gooseworx is also known for doing a little bit of trolling, so I wouldn't be surprised if she's just f***ing with us. Next, she confirms that Digital Circus will have a total of 8 episodes with 1 season planned. I know this seems very disappointing, but if that's the right length needed to tell this story, I won't complain. But that's got me thinking, if this series does only need 1 season, then they really need to deliver on storytelling so that the show doesn't feel like it's racing to its conclusion. And what better way to do that than by killing off your favorite characters one by one? Just hear me out. We already know that abstracting is a common thing that occurs in the digital world once a specific character has reached their breaking point. They made this a vocal point in the pilot, using Kaufmo as a demonstration that this world doesn't play any games. Unless they're from Kane, of course. I just don't see Kaufmo abstracting being a one and done. And seeing how each episode will focus on a specific character, what if the character that's the focus of said episode is the one to abstract by the end, with nobody except Pomni making it out of the circus alive? Considering that Gooseworx has implied that each episode gets more f***ed up than the last, if this is the case, then she's definitely sticking by that. Now, while this would fit in with the chaotic and fast-paced nature of the series, my problem is that if we go into the episode knowing who it's focused on, then that would kinda spoil who will abstract by the end. The only way I can see this not spoiling everyone and instead catching them by surprise is possibly having the main character of the episode not be the one to abstract and instead hand that over to someone else. Like maybe Jax is the focus of the next episode, but Kinger is the one to abstract. Although it would be really cool if each episode focused on said character slowly reaching their breaking point, where we get a good amount of character development only for them to then meet their demise. Either way, I wouldn't be surprised if a different character met their fate in every episode. I can only think of the diehard Kinger fans upset that he's the one to go in episode 2. Going back to earlier though, when I mentioned that potential new character, although it could always just be Gooseworx misleading us to prevent any significant spoilers, and just to be goofy. I'm not disputing the possibility. Even if the series only has a single season, are we really not going to get any new characters at all? Not like we need any more, but what if the main cast is safe up until the very end, with other characters being introduced and killed within the same episode, similar to Kaufmo? We do know that other characters were trapped in the Digital Circus at one point, but have since abstracted, so maybe we'll see more characters. Is it finally time for the fabled Jack Black cameo? I know this sounds kinda fucked up, but I kinda hope it's the main cast that meets their fate. It was already confirmed that each episode would get more messed up than the last, along with getting more depressing. And what better way to make us severely and utterly depressed than by killing off all of our favorites? Unless Gooseworx plans on making us depressed in some other way, which I don't doubt. Now, this is the order I think they could go in if they decide to kill off the main cast. I won't count the pilot, as it was just Kaufmo that abstracted and the episode served more as Pomni's introduction, but going from episode 2 to 7, I think it could be Kinger since he's already on the edge, Gangle, Zubul, Jax, Ragatha, and maybe Pomni. I think Jax and Ragatha will likely be very important by the end, which is why I think they'd be the last to abstract. I also say maybe to Pomni since she is the main character, and I'd like to think that she'll be the only one to finally break free. I will say though, I don't really see anyone abstracting in the finale at all, as I would see it more as an epilogue. I'm probably very wrong, but this is my ideal scenario for the show's conclusion. One last addition to this theory that is probably way more unlikely than the theory I just talked about, but it's still something to keep an open mind about. What if abstracting is secretly the key to escaping the Digital Circus? Like, sure, after Kaufmo abstracted, Kane threw him into a dark hole with many other abstractions, but we still never get to see what it's like for them, and maybe there's more to the story than we think. We already know that once you abstract, everything goes, including your mind. What if your mind gets transported out of the game, and at the end, if Pomni does abstract, what if she actually wakes up in the same office where she put the headset on? But let's say she is the only one to make it out alive and she doesn't abstract. Then imagine her waking up in the office, surrounded by the dead bodies of the other 5 humans. Okay, that actually may be going a bit too far. But then again, this is Gooseworx, so anything can happen. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all enjoyed it. And I also really hope I didn't traumatize you all too much. Make sure to check out these other wacky videos if you're into that sort of thing. I don't know.